Test your attacking skills. Watch the full video to see how many points you can gather. Let's start. So the game was between Kholmov and Bronstein, played in the 32nd USSR Championship 1964 in Kiev. It started off with e4, c5, knight f3, knight f6. Not a popular line, but it did transpose into one of a very popular line of Sicilian knight off. Knight c3, d6, d4, cd4, knight d4, a6, and bishop to g5. e6, f4, bishop e7, queen f3, queen c7, long castle, knight bd7, g4, b5. So, this is the main line of Sicilian knight off after bishop to g5. And after bishop takes f6, black has few options. Here in the game, g takes f6 was played because black did not want to lose a tempo after knight takes f6 and g5. Bishop takes f6, also g5 would be there, it would lose the tempo. So that's why g takes f6. But even this has its drawback, because the black king is now not castled. But anyways, your first question of test your attacking skills. How should white continue the attack? Pause the video if you need to. Here the best move is f5. Going in, straight in. And now white is just blocking this side so that white can attack more easily on the king side, and so that the black pieces cannot come in properly to defend. Something like e5, knight d5 straight away. Queen to b7, okay, knight to b3 followed by h4, g5, and everything goes forward. f5, that's the best move. Give yourselves 1 point if you got that correct. Let's continue. Knight to e5, queen h3, getting the queen to safety and also attacking this h7. And now a castle. I would say not the best choice, as black does have an open g file which can be easily attacked by the rooks and the queen. I would say the king was safer in the center. Bishop d7 looks much better to play with. But castle, okay. And g5. Go forward. b4, and I think this is just too bold. Much better would have been f takes g5, but after f takes e6, knight, f takes e6, knight takes e6, queen to d7, knight to d5, queen takes e6, queen takes, bishop takes, and knight takes e7. And I think Bronstein and Kholmov both have good chances to draw this game, and both sides have equal play. b4 was too bold, I'd say. G takes f6, bishop takes f6, rook g1 check, king h8, queen h6, and queen to e7. And my second question to you, now test your attacking skills. What to do next? Black's h7 pawn is certainly weak, but there is no way to attack it. Firstly, the knight on c3 is hanging. Secondly, if the white rook switched to h3, still bishop g5 check would follow, and that would lose the queen. And to prevent this, time is necessary to get the other rook to the g file. But in that time, black will be able to transfer his light square bishop straight to the king side somehow and support this h7 pawn. So you have to play quickly, but how should you do so? Find the correct move and win the game. Pause the video, this is very hard and this is worth 2 points. Here, white played the stunning knight to c6, double exclamation move. You may be wondering, okay, what's the points of this? Well, okay, knight takes e6, and again, I'll give you a chance. White continuation, please. How should he continue? He has lost a knight already, and his other knight is supported. What did this sacrifice help him to do so? Another 2-point question. Pause the video. E5. And now the idea somewhat becomes more clear after bishop takes e5, where now f6, bishop takes f6, bishop to d3, and h7 is attacked. And black can't really stop the mating threat without losing lots of material, like bishop g5, rook takes g5, rook g8 and something like that, sacrificing all pieces just to stop this mating threat. And that's why e5, a brilliant move. And now a defensive question to you. How should black defend to this threat? Black has kind of lots of options, but he has to find the proper defense. This is only worth 1 point, but it can still be a deciding factor. So pause the video if you have to. Here, bishop g5 check. If you said bishop g5, congratulations. You played exactly the same as Bronstein, but it's wrong. If you said d takes e5, well, that's just simply horrible. I'll tell you why. And if you said knight takes e5, congratulations, because you have got the point. First, d takes e5 is simply horrible because of knight e4, bishop g5 check, knight takes g5, f6, knight takes h7, queen takes and queen takes f8, queen g8, queen takes g8, checkmate. And this is like forced mate. So e5, knight, d takes e5 simply blunders. If knight takes e5, now if white tries this same approach with knight to e4, then there is knight to g6, very good move. Because after knight takes f6, queen takes f6, f takes g6, queen g7, queen takes, king takes, g takes, king takes, rook takes d6. Kholmov in this position said that white has the better ending, but it cannot be said with certainty that it is won. He may be able to win the h7 pawn, but even then, in view of the active position of the black king compared to the white king, it is not clear. But in the game, Bronstein just played bishop g5 check, which gives up too early. As now, rook takes g5 simply. f6, e takes g6, attacking the queen. Queen f7, rook g3. Now the rook is coming to h3 and just attack h7. b takes c3. And now another move for you. You have to find the move which wins the game on this, not on the spot, but with just a winning position. Decisive advantage. White to play, find the best move. Bishop c4 was played in the game by Kholmov, and this is one of the best moves, but even better was bishop g2, attacking the knight. The knight is pinned actually, because bishop d7 now can be simply met by bishop takes, and now f takes e6. And now black can't even take these pawns, as these pawns just race down the board, and black can't even take them at all. Here, if bishop b7, still f takes e6, it will still be winning, same idea. What else is possible, because he's going to be a knight down. If he plays rook b8 attacking b2, bishop takes c6. C takes b2, king b1 simply. Rook to d8, stopping any d7 advance, fine. Rook g1. And now rook g7, unstoppable. So that's good. Would be winning on the spot. But he played bishop c4. This is still winning with a decisive advantage, but it's kind of harder to win here. And if Bronstein played with accuracy, Kholmov might even have some problems there as well. But okay, c takes b2 check, and now Now king takes b2, king b1, hiding behind the opponent's pawn, taking shelter from the pawn, so that the black rook can't give any checks on the b file and give any counter way to black. So knight d8, trying to defend e6, but rook dg1. Rook a7, and now it looks as if black has defended everything. Like this g7 and h7, but has he? White to play and find the best move. Find how you should get advantage of the 7th rank, even though there are two major pieces controlling it. Pause the video if you need to. Here, d7, just blocking the file. As now bishop takes g7 can be met by a rook g7. Queen moves, queen takes h7, checkmate, bye-bye. Queen takes d7, queen takes f8, checkmate, game over. Even queen takes f6 check works here, which looks even better. Rook takes and rook g8. Queen down and a knight down, but it's checkmate already. And if rook takes g7, which happened in the game, f takes e6, and it's a fork. Knight takes e6, bishop takes e6, rook d1 check, rook takes d1, bishop takes e6, and you may think, okay, it's still not exactly winning as white has a rook for a bishop and pawn only, but simply king takes b2, rook b8 check, king to a1, bishop takes a2, rook gd3, and now rook d8 checkmate is threatened. Queen e7, king takes a2, queen e6 check, and rook b3. And now black resigned as he can't do anything. He is simply a rook down. Not what you want to be. So yes, that was it. Test. And now for the final thing, how many points did he score? Every point was 1 point except the two puzzles which I showed you, which were 2 points. Other than that, everything was 1 point. Let's see. If you got 1 to 3 points, good job. But you could have done better as those questions were really hard, but still you could have done more. Better luck next time. If you got 4 to 6 points, you're a genius. Those questions were really hard, and most likely you're rated almost like 2200. And if you got 6 or 7 points, you're a future GM. Well, that's it. Hope you like the test for today and hope you like the position and the game. Thank you for watching. Bye.